Okay, let's look at the overview paragraph now. Now, I want to just say two things. First of all, I cannot tell you how important the overview is. You really, really must get the overview right, because I know that a lot of examiners put a lot of importance in the overview. If the overview is missing, that's a big problem. If the overview is wrong, usually an examiner does not want to give more than 5 for task achievement if the overview is wrong. I think it's possible you can get the overview wrong and the rest of the essay is wonderful, and then some examiners can go up to 6 for task achievement or more, but really it's not something you want to try. You want to get the overview right. It prepares the examiner's mind to give you a high score. If he sees the overview is good, then he goes into the next 2 paragraphs with a positive feeling. If he sees the overview is wrong or bad, he goes into those paragraphs with a negative feeling. So you really want to make sure you get it right. Some students put it at the end here. It's okay, but in my experience, it's better to put it here. The examiner is looking for it. He wants to read it. So give it to him straight away. Great. The second thing I want to say is there's no clear set of rules for how to do an overview. It's not like paraphrase where I could give you rules and a structure. Every chart is different. Every overview is different. And that means the way to prepare for it is just to do as many overviews as you possibly can. When you see the chart, you want to have seen something similar before. You don't want any big surprises. So really preparing for the overview is not theoretical, it's practical. Do as many as possible. So that's why I've created this document. I've put 16 in there. It's in the description. The link you can find in the description. And we're just going to go through the overviews and do as many as we can. So this is the first one. It's nice if you get something like this in the test. Quite a basic one. With this kind of thing, I just want to show you how I would do it. I would lightly in your pencil just draw lines like this, and that kind of makes your overview clear. So what is the overview for this? 3 of them decreased and 1 of them increased. It's not always possible to do these lines, as we will see in other charts, but if you can do it, do it. It makes it very clear. So what would our overview be for this? Overall, it can be seen that the amount of chicken which was consumed increased, whereas the other 3 decreased. Right, let me point out a few things. You must have some kind of word that says overall or in general. Just find one phrase that you like. Overall, it can be seen that is the one that I always use for every task 1. And then you don't need to memorize anything else. But you must have either overall or in general or generally speaking to tell the examiner this is the overview. I like to do noun phrase 3 if possible in the overview because it's a really nice big strong noun phrase, and the examiner he's reading the overview carefully. He's not like the paraphrase, he's not really reading it so carefully, but the overview he's really focusing. So put a nice strong noun phrase in there. Then I didn't do the same noun phrase here. I used noun phrase 2, so change that a little bit. This is always nice. Try and say something about the whole period. Alright, that's quite a straightforward one. Hopefully you get something like that, but it's not always so easy. Let's look at the next one. So we've got population 1940, 2040, 3 different countries. The reason I chose this is because it goes into the future. And IELTS often does this, and you must be prepared for it. So when you see a chart like this, always check where are these dates, and if it goes into the future, put a dashed line down here where we're at this year, the current year, like this. Okay, I can't do dashes, I don't know how, but not serious. Just draw a line down there. This is very important because there's a past section and there's a future section. So your paraphrase will have a past section and a future section. Your overview will have a past section and a future section. And even your essay will have past section and future section. So then your lines will look a little bit different. They will look something like this. Alright, it's a little bit confusing. Unfortunately, you can't take colors into the test. You can only use pencil in the test, so don't get too confused. But we're going to say all of them increased, and then I would add a little bit more and say, and then they increased even more, are expected to increase even more in the future. So the overview for this, I would do something like this. Overall, can you see that? Please note the noun phrases here. I'll come back to this on noun phrases. The noun phrases here are very difficult. This is noun phrase 3. I will discuss why later, but there should be a who, were, or who are. Sometimes you can throw away that relative pronoun, but anyway, they use noun phrase 3 in the title and in the question. So again, I've used noun phrase 3 over there, and I've put the who are in. Increased in all three countries from 1940 to present. And these proportions, that's very nice because I've referred back to this proportion, are expected to increase even more over the next 22 years. Maybe could even throw in steeply or an adverb over there. Alright, good. So the main thing to notice about this, it's two periods. It's a past and a future. This one just past, but this one past and future. So your overview has past and future. It must have that. With this one, that should be were. These can get a little bit confusing. Great, let's look at the next one. Right, now this is not an official one, but I still like it and I still use it with my students. It's a little bit different. For this one, you don't want to draw those straight lines because this thing goes up and down and up and down. So the straight line is kind of meaningless. You've got to try and find something else. And for me, I would say more people listen to the radio in the morning and more people listen to the television in the evening. Please note, this is not years or anything. This is times in the day. So this is the morning and this is the evening. Maybe you could say overall it can be seen that more people watch TV than listen to the radio. That might be okay, but I think the point about this whole chart is that this is morning, this is evening. So my overview would be the percentage of the UK population who listen to the radio. That's a nice big noun phrase 3. Actually, I'm getting it from here. Percentage of UK population who listen to the radio. Maybe I could even put over 4 years old over there. It becomes a bit clumsy. Anyway, that's my big noun phrase. The percentage of the UK population over 4 years old who listen to the radio, big noun phrase 3, is highest in the morning, whereas TV audiences are larger in the evening. And that should be enough. I just put this one in because I want you to see they're not always like this. Maybe they can go up and down.